and they like to probe home with that. All right, but enough silliness. All right, we shall begin. I know you're flashing in and out, Laura Lee, but we'll sort it out. Settling into your posture, your breath. Letting go of the day's activities. Relax on the cushion. Resting naturally in open awareness.
Sahana Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Shanti. Om. Om. Om.
Yogena Shitatsya Padena Vacham Malam Sharirasya Chavaichakena Yopakaratam Pavaram Muninam Tanjalim Pranjalir Anatosmi Abahu Purushakaram Shankachakrasiddharinam Sahasrashir Samshvetam Anamani Patanjalim. Hari Om.
Switch to crossing your legs. Anjali Mudra. Virasana, extend up. Drop 5. And back to Anjali Mudra. Switch to cross of the legs. Odd finger interlock. Prottengeier again. The legs tend to lift up. Release from the knee to the socket. Sit bones rooting. Floating ribs ascending without pushing forward. And back down to the Mudra. Okay, take downward dog. Adho mukha svanasana. And then bend the knees, come down. Just in case, have a belt close. Right knee over left in gomukasana. Left heel outside right hip. The right leg is way far forward. The left foot a little farther forward. You might need some height under your butt. Gomukasana, cow face. You can also just cross the knee over the ankle, Dan, and don't take the left heel so close to the hip. Bring it forward. And then just put the right ankle on the left knee. If you need to support it, support it. If you can do a fuller gomukasana. So, if the right knee is on top, take the left arm up and over. And right arm. You can drop a belt from the left hand to the right hand if you cannot interlock your fingers. Take the left elbow back in space. Spread the right collarbone open. The arm doesn't have to be behind the head. Pull down with the right hand, pull up with the left hand. Look ridiculously happy. One or the other or both. strap. Switch to crossing the legs. It helps if I get my left calf a little bit out of the way here as I cross. The right heel should be away from the hip. Ideally, the heel should be in line, but difficult for many people. Okay, so now the right arm will come up and over. Then the left arm goes out, goes up. You can interlock the fingers to hold the strap. Go down with the left hand, extend up with the right. The elbow and the head of the humerus, the upper right arm should move backward into the socket. Open both collarbones completely. Release the strap if you're holding that, or the hands. And come down. Stretch the legs out. Okay, go back into adho mukha svanasana. Grip in from the wrist to the head of the humerus. Lift the arm away from the armpit slightly and extend out of your armpit chest. Draw back from the groins and the pubic plate. Draw the inner thigh, back thigh up. Don't push back from the knee joint. You don't want to cut yourself off the knees. And then bend the knees, come down. Okay, yoga chair. I'm going to prop it against the wall. Block on top of that. Just in case, I loop a strap around the back of the chair. So I sit in dandasana. A lot of you are familiar with this. You don't have to be perpendicular. In fact, it helps to have the hips a little forward from the base of the front legs. If you're shorter in the torso, you can sit up on a blanket. Extend the arms. Drop them down. If you can't find the back of the chair, that's where the strap comes in. You can always use a belt. But if you can grip the chair, the elbows are going to go out. So take your hands wide, Laura Lee, and then roll the elbows in. There you go. Dome the head back. If you need more or less head support, you can adjust that. Ground the thigh. Lift the floating ribs away from the butt. The outer arm pulls downward toward the socket and in. To your capacity, walk your hands down those sides of the chair. Some of you may go a little ways. Some of you may go all the way down to the seat of the chair. Re-extend the arms. Bring them down by your hips and lift up. Ah. All right. And then take pinchamayarasana. If you can't kick up, you can do the base. If you need blocks, belts, whatever you need. So if you're just working the base, that's fine, but then walk in without the shoulders going past the elbows. So walk up to walk in. If you can walk in a little bit. Make the legs compact, Betsy. Suck the hips in. Use the wall if you need it. Or just stay with the base. Okay. A little more oomph, Dan. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Great. Move the middle buttock up. Collarbones lift up and go forward. Oh, and you'll lose your balance, but so what? All right. I think I've seen enough of that. You made a sincere effort. That's what counts. I think it was sincere, right? Although, as they say, you know what the song says? How can there be any sin in sincere? All right, what is this? The Music Man? Okay. Sirsasana next, head balance. Where's the good and goodbye, right? No fans of the Music Man out there. Okay. What can be fair and farewell? It's a great barbershop quartet song, if you recall. All right, strong lift in the shoulders, elbows in, roll the thighs in, make the legs compact. Virasana legs. Let the head hang down, Clea, as if it's hanging from between your shoulder blades. Legs compact, and have the sense of the back of the leg from the sit bone through the inner heel is long, a little longer than the front of the leg. A little longer. Groin stay back, Betsy. There you go. Find the midline. Balance the center arch over the center of the pelvic floor and the crown of the head. All right. Those of you who can do backbends and handstand, do that. Otherwise, remain where you are. Navel back, lumbar sacrum up. Press the feet evenly as if they're doing namaste. Press the heels. Extend the toes a little bit from their base. And then either re-extend vertically or take the legs wide to the upavista position. Strong outer legs to the sockets. And then back to Baddha Konasana. And then join the thighs, join the knees, re-extend the legs up, sirsasana again. And then the breath takes you out of the pose. No pressure in the brain on the way down. Breathe, rest with your head down. Okay, take supta virasana next. Use whatever height you need. If you don't need a lot of height, feel free to stay low. Have room to extend the arms over your head. Have enough height so you can actually rest on the support if you're on a support. If you're lower down, initially we usually end up at the top of the shoulders, shoulder blades. So extend the waist much more so you come more to the mid ribs. The lower back ribs are not gripping in and up, they're releasing and broadening off the spine, widening internally across the kidneys. Organs as usual, descending, resting deep in the back body, the bowl of the pelvis, and the pelvic bowl. And extend your arms over your head, very actively. Have the palms up, and to make sure they're the right height, if you're up on a height, join the tips of the thumbs briefly, so you know that the arms are the same height. And extend so you actually feel the arms drawing the waist and the ribs away from the pelvic rib. Now that's going to add a little more stretch to the abdominal wall. So go on releasing and descending the organs. You can keep the arms extended straight, you can clasp them, elbows, you can even do Prottengeier grip. A couple more minutes. Look for the symmetry of the right hip, right side of the spine, left side of the spine, running parallel, so that the breath can be more symmetrical because the torso itself is more symmetrical. Gradually coming up. Extend the legs out, go into downward facing dog. Adho mukha svanasana. The legs strong, exhale on the inhalation, swoop up in up facing dog. Pull strongly up on the inner thighs. If you need to drop the knees, that's cool, but do upward dog if you can. Or go to elbows. Now lift up off the biceps, the inner arms. Exhale back to downward dog. One more time. Inhaling, swooping up. Keep pulled up on the inner thighs. Lift off the arms. Lift from the pubis through the sternum. Take the head back, Betsy, as if you were going to see your tailbone. Okay, everybody, downward dog. Alright, then the knees come down. Sit on your heels briefly, wait there. Best part of the class, wait there. Okay, ustrasana. I'm not going to do that pose with you. It's a bit of a strain and I'm a little limited, so that's my excuse for the rest of my life. Always looking for an excuse. Tuck those buttocks in, lift up from the floating ribs to dome back. Spread the toes, but grip in from the ankle, shin, and thigh. Then bring the outer hips forward and lift the floating ribs. Then dome the chest and lift off the inner arms rather than sitting on the hands. And moving the base of the buttocks in even more, doming the chest out of that tuck, come out of the pose. Sit back on your heels, rest there. We're going to take one more camel. It's a 2-hug camel today. Dromedary or back terrain. I can't remember the types of camel. All right. Repeat ustrasana. So, don't just fall backwards. Dome yourself backwards. Spread the toes. Press down toenail of the knee. Grip in from the outer leg. Then those of you who are strong in the pose, bring the palms to the sternum and onto the urdva. Dome above the thumbs. Arch back even more, but take the tailbone deep in and the hips forward. And then dome out of the pose, keeping the palms in Anjali Mudra. Release and sit back on your heels. And release. Downward dog once again. This time take the head to the floor if you can. If you can't, put a bolster out there. I want you to do some head support. Extend armpit to groin. Move the thoracic spine deep in, extending through to the neck. Just keep widening the shoulder blades. Then re-extend the waist, hips, and groin again. Untuck the chin a wee bit. knees downward. Happy dog. Did I say bend the knees, come down yet? Some of you must like this pose. Either that or you can't hear me. All right. Come out of that happy dog. I know, I insulted you by such a short stay. My apologies. I know you want to do the 5-minute